Our mobile phone users can now opt out of nuisance calls by text message. The text to register service allows members of the public to add their number to the Do Not Call database of the telephone preference service. Well, David Hickson is from the Fair Telecoms campaign and joins me now. Very good morning to you. Great news for all of us who are plagued by these calls, myself included. How's this come about?
All that this is simply making it a bit easier, something which has always been available to mobile users. The fact is that very few mobile users have taken the opportunity to effectively opt out of the assumed consent which the law says they have given to receipt of unsolicited direct marketing calls. I know it sounds bizarre, but that's the way the law is. To withdraw that consent, you have to register your number with the telephone preference service. The new system, which works from today, will make it easier for you to do that by a totally free text message to the telephone preference service.
We've got the details on our website, but just take our viewers through it because I'm going to do it as soon as I come off air as well.
No, absolutely. Very simply, what you do is you text to, I've got it in front of me, so I'll get it right.
Yep.
78070. And your message must say the letters TPS for telephone preference service, followed by a space, and then an email address that can be used to verify that you have made that request to stop people bulk registering these numbers. So you need to give an email address. It won't be recorded as part of your identity, but it's purely for the purpose of verifying that the registration was actually your own request.
How do these cold callers get our mobile phone numbers in the first place?
They do it in a variety of ways. They can pick them up from various sources, like if you perhaps go onto a price comparison website or something like that, the numbers may, it is alleged, be passed on to people who do naughty things with them. But in many cases, the way they get numbers is simply by calling all numbers that are within a valid issued range. So simply having yourself on a list, you can't guarantee that they will check and do it properly. This is why we need much more radical steps to be taken to seriously address the problem of nuisance callers. This is a small step in the right direction, but it's not going to make a radical difference.
So what radical steps are you talking about?
The important thing is to remember there is this concept of consent to receipt of unsolicited direct marketing calls. We believe that where there are industry regulators in the claims management industry, in the energy industry, the telecoms industry, they have a strict marketing code which all people, legitimate companies that operate within those markets, follow. If they said you cannot market these services by telephone, that would mean that the agencies, who are the people who commonly call you, rather than the real companies themselves, would no longer have a market for the leads that they've gathered. And so rather than trying to catch these cowboys who are often very difficult to catch, if they had nowhere to sell their services because the practice was made illegal for that sector, that would be a much more effective way of cutting down on the nuisance, we believe. But for the moment, people like the Claims Management Regulator, Financial Conduct Authority, Ofgem, Ofcom, they all say, well, if there's consent, it's okay. I don't think that's good enough.
So if you sign up to this, if you put your mobile phone message number in and you send it to that text number, and then you still get cold calls, what should you do? How can you report those people who still continue to hassle you?
If people are still calling you, you can report the problem generally to the Office of the Information Commissioner, who enforces this regulation. They do take action from time to time, and with a very limited resource, they're doing what they can. What we believe needs to be done is to make available an effective call filtering system so that all your friends and family get through to you straight away, but any unknown caller is challenged to identify themselves before they can speak to you. That's already available on certain tools you can put on a landline. We want that facility put and made available on all telephone networks, so mobile callers will enjoy the wonderful benefits, landline mobile users will enjoy the benefits which many landline users have from that TrueCall device.
But at the moment, you're saying this move isn't going to be enough to see the death of the cold call industry?
I don't think we're ever going to see the absolute death of it, but what we need is radical action taken to seriously put a chip into it. At the moment, it's just got worse and worse and worse, despite supposedly positive measures. Nothing has really turned it around to move it backwards yet.
Okay, David Hickson, really good to talk to you. Thanks for your thoughts on this new system. So the text is 78070 and you text TPS with your mobile phone number. No, with your email address.
Email address.
All right, thank you.